The sun is out, but a chilly, windy day for the Buzz Classic Saturday slate from the heart of Atlanta. Today, the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech looks to rebound against the Alabama Crimson Tide after dropping a Friday night contest. Nathan McCreary and Jess Sinclair bringing this one to you from beautiful Mewborn Field. Absolutely stunning afternoon. It is chilly. There is some wind. It could come into play. But, Jess, it has been Alabama's offense that has been unbelievable.
Yeah, from game one, the Bama Bats have come alive. They have 16 total home runs in 3 games. So they have been seeing the ball very well. You can expect this offense to just continue this through the season. Very impressive.
And it is Georgia Tech in the circle. Madeline Johnson, her first pitch to Audrey Vandergriff has been made, I believe. Yeah, strike number 1, and she was excellent in the circle against Villanova.
Yeah, Madeline Johnson's a transfer from JMU, a big get for the Jackets this season. She had a great start, 9 strikeouts, matching her career high. This is a Jackets team that graduated 2 seniors that carried a lot of the innings in the pitching staff. So adding Johnson is going to be something that will be super helpful for the Jackets this season.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Take a look at her numbers there. On Thursday afternoon, 6 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts looking. I mean,
yeah.
she was really, 9 strikeouts total rather. She was really on fire. Only 3 hits. Big win for the Jackets. They came in. They did drop the contest yesterday to Alabama. Sit at 2-1. Alabama at 4-0 here in this Buzz Classic. Vandegrift waits the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. She chases an outside ball.
This pitch right here is Madeline Johnson's kind of like go-to. It's gonna screw away from Vandergriff as a lefty. It'll curve into righties, and it has significant movement. If she can spot it on the corner, that is something that will be a huge tool for her to use.
Here's Brooke Wells, another big bat for Alabama, as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Crimson Tide. Yeah, number 16 in the country. See the top of the order, including Hawkins, Pupillo, and Marley Giles, all multiple home runs on the season already.
Yeah, in game 1 here against Villanova, the Crimson Tide had 7 home runs by 7 different players, and that's just an incredible stat.
Tied a school record as the ball's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wells. Out of Round Rock, Texas, came in from Houston. She was a Cougar last year, had a great season. Brings her talents to Tuscaloosa, is going to foul that one off. Georgia Tech, an NCAA tournament regional team from a season ago. Alabama also made the tournament. A little bit deeper run for Alabama. Disappointing loss for Georgia Tech against Mercer. Knocked him out of the tournament. That was going to pop away from catcher Reese Hunter. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Wells. All right, you saw Alabama's hitters yesterday.
Yes.
And kind of Thursday as well. What's your approach?
They're a difficult lineup. It's hard. There's not a one-size-fits-all for this team.
Striking out back-to-back hitters will help.
Yeah, that'll help. This is a big test for Madeline Johnson. I think if she can show that she can handle this lineup, it's a very good indicator for what she can do in the ACC.
Brooke Wells goes down. By the way, Alabama played Villanova in the early game. 9-3 was the final there. First pitch being seen by Salen Hawkins is right back through the middle. She has a base hit for the Tide. So first base runner for Alabama.
Good little just poke here by Hawkins. Kind of gets it in on her hands. That screwball kind of runs up. Madeline Johnson does have a rise ball she'll go to, and she gets ahead in the count. Hawkins just good enough to be able to get a bat on the ball there.
Here's Alexis Papillo for Alabama. Fouls that one back. Papillo had a 0 for 2 day against Villanova earlier with an RBI. Came into the afternoon batting .444 with a pair of home runs. 0-2. Just staying alive, getting a piece of it. Nice location on the pitch for Johnson. Count stays 0-2, runner at first base, 2 outs in the top of the first. And ball high. We saw Madeline Johnson's, and I thought the movement of her pitches against Villanova really was a difference maker.
Oh yeah, she's got a phenomenal rise ball. The one thing that can get kind of tricky about throwing a rise ball to this type of batting order.
It's up the first base line. I think it's going to be a foul ball, and it is.
Yeah, indicated foul there. Seemed very close. But with that rise ball that Madeline Johnson was throwing and super successful, you see this ball bouncing over the base. Yeah, very close. It's hard when you have that new safety base there, right?
Yeah.
It looks like it might catch more of the base than it actually did, because it looked like it was a little bit more over the safety base than the base in fair territory. But the rise ball, if you don't get it high enough,
Yeah,
you leave it.
it can travel.
Yeah, with the offense that has 16 home runs through 3 games, you want to make sure that's out of the zone.
2-2, foul back once again.
There's a very fine line between a successful rise ball and a ball that goes very far
So
over the fence.
how, and this is completely maybe a mistaken thinking, but can a screwball set up a rise ball?
Yeah. I mean, the screwball for a lefty is gonna move away.
And sharply hit into center field. That's going to roll for a long time. Vukadinovic chases it down. Runner being waved around to third, and throw is in time. It pops away from catcher Reese Hunter. May have actually gotten into the line of the runner scoring, but Alabama does plate a run. Perfect location on the hit as it rolled, slowly rolled all the way to the wall.
Yeah, great hit here by Papillo. A good relay in from the outfield. Vukadinovic gets it in very quickly, and it looks like it was gonna short hop Hunter. She went out and got it, so it didn't, and then wasn't able to hold on to it. Just kind of bounces around there, which gets Papillo all the way over to third.
Dangerous bat here. Here's Marley Giles. She's got a pair of home runs on the season, and both of them have been monster shots. Give Papillo a double, by the way, advancing to third on the throw. So cruising with a pair of strikeouts, and Hawkins singles, and now a double by Papillo. Has got the Jackets in dangerous waters here. Here's the 1-0 to Giles. Great location.
There's something to be said about playing back-to-back games, finishing the game against Villanova the way Bama did. They had a little bit of a slow start. They didn't score in the first couple innings, and then really took off in the last couple innings, and obviously just kept it kind of rolling into this game. It's easy to keep that momentum. This is the first game for the Jackets. They don't have that game under their belt. You can see outside of the first 2 batters, we've seen some pretty good barrels.
3-0. There's a strike. One thing Maddie Johnson's doing right now, she's moving. She's worked inside. She's come outside. She's been able to go back in.
Yeah, she really has a good amount of pitches that she can use at any given time. Her rise ball and her changeup are going to be the most significant. You can see that a little high in the zone there.
Loud foul ball, yeah.
But yeah, those are her, as what we saw on Thursday night, right? Her two pitches that she went to against Villanova consistently were a change and her rise ball that really were just keeping the Villanova Wildcats off the bases.
Giles is going to fist it to third. Tucker's there to put it away for the final out, but the Alabama Crimson Tide do play to run. A single by Hawkins, a double by Pupillo. They take a lead as the Jackets come up. Coming to the plate, number 16, Alabama brought in this young freshman from Daphne, Alabama, Vic Moten, and she is not disappointed.
No, she's looked great. She had 6 innings pitched yesterday, 7 Ks, only gave up 2 hits, 0 earned runs against the Jackets. They had a really difficult time getting anything but weak ground balls against her. We had, 7 ground balls off of her, the Jackets did, so she looked good, and she's getting the start again against them.
Here's Paige Vukadinovich leading things off for the Jackets. Take a look at the starting lineup for Georgia Tech. And that center fielder, Vukadinovich, really earned that leadoff spot last year as she kind of bounced through the order. Let's see if they're going to say she went. Yeah, she did. But she kind of bounced through the order. She batted ninth. She was in the middle of the order and found a home at the top of the lineup. And now you got Alyssa Willer making her way up.
Yeah, she started in the 4-hole and has been able to kind of work her way up. And you know, she's been clutch. She's been putting bat on ball. Someone to look out for in her sophomore year.
Swing and a miss. The heat by Moten. Vukadinovich couldn't find it. First strikeout of the afternoon for Moten.
Yeah, Vic Moten has shown since yesterday she's not really scared of going right after these hitters, right? She uses her speed. She sits low 70s. She has some gas behind her pitches, and she's really challenging the Yellow Jackets to catch up.
Here is Alyssa Willer. Out of Bethlehem, Georgia. Really had a great freshman season, 340. Takes it inside. And she just finds a way to get on base.
Oh yeah, whether it's walks or putting a bat on the ball, you wouldn't think she's a younger underclassman, right? A sophomore with the discipline she has at the plate.
Swing and a miss there. Batting .600 for the season, 3 hits. She's already got 5 walks on the season.
Yeah, she led the Jackets at different points in the season last year in walks. She really understands the strike zone well, and that's something that you don't see from a lot of hitters.
And chasing that one, second strikeout. Right where Moten left off on Friday.
Again, you see Vic Moten just challenging the Jackets. I mean, that's hits an inside corner, but you don't see a ton of movement there. It's just coming in 71, 72. She's really, until the Jackets can show that they can catch up to that speed, she doesn't really need to do much more.
Jaden Gailey fouls off the first pitch she sees. Gailey out of Livonia, Georgia. Last season's numbers, 333, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. Had a grand slam against Villanova yesterday.
Always fun to join the Grand Slam club.
Absolutely.
Especially as a senior, first weekend.
Puts a charge in that one that's gonna go deep into the trees, and Jaden Gailey ties the game at 1.
She is so pumped about that. That is a phenomenal piece of hitting there by Jaden Gailey. On time, doesn't try to do too much because Moten throws the ball hard. You don't have to do too much when you have a pitcher who is providing a lot of power behind. She puts her bat on the ball, stays through it, takes the pitch where it's pitched. And that is a big home run there by Jaden Gailey to a deep part of the ballpark.
A Warrior scream as she comes into home plate. There's another one.
Fans excited.
Absolutely. Jackets needed that one against Moton. Here's Grayson Tucker. See if that gets Georgia Tech's bats going. The confidence level when after you have a home run, it's like, okay, we could do this.
Yeah, I mean, at some point in D1 softball, speed isn't everything.
Another ball that's driven deep. Grayson Tucker off the Georgia Tech scoreboard. The Jackets lead.
I think the Jackets are seeing the ball better this time around. That ball was up in the zone. Grayson Tucker was completely ready for it. Once again, not having to do too much. It's all about timing. You see Grayson Tucker perfectly on time here, gets a barrel, hits it off the top of the scoreboard. A great home run back-to-back with Jaden Gailey. She is excited about that.
Back-to-back home runs. Gailey, Tucker, and Addison Leshper is going to step into the batter's box for Georgia Tech.
You can tell Vic Moton was really just challenging the Jackets to catch up to her, right? She didn't really do a great job in those last two at-bats of placing the ball on the corner. Those balls were over wide of the plate, and when you have hitters that have seen you 3 or 4 times now, you know, that's the adjustments that the Jackets were hoping to make.
Leshper takes a strike. We also saw Moton keeping the ball down in the strike zone yesterday. Both those home runs were up.
For sure.
Jackets lead 2-1 over Alabama. Leshper fouls that one off, 0-2. Moton made quick work of Vugadinovic and Willer, but since Jaden Gailey and Grayson Tucker back-to-back solo shots.
Yeah, there's something to be said about speed not being able to just mow through lineups quite as much as it used to be, right? She was able to yesterday, obviously. The Jackets had a really difficult time handling her the first time through, the first game they saw her, but back-to-back games, they haven't seen another pitcher. Right? They saw Vic Moton, and now they're seeing her again, so they don't really have to make a change.
Got a piece of that one staying alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leshper came into Georgia Tech as a transfer. Really came in and stepped in almost like a leadership role. Very mature, businesslike, and has done a great job.
She has been a great leader for the Yellow Jackets.
Again, getting a piece of it, staying alive. We saw lots of great battles yesterday, and it has tended to work out for the batters because the more pitches they see.
Yeah, definitely. The more you can see, the more foul balls you have, the better your timing is.
1-2. That one's down. 2-2.
Vic Moton can find the bottom half of that strike zone and spot it there. She'll find success again.
Looking for her first hit of the season is Leshper. She has a pair of walks.
And it's interesting to see, Vic Moton's a freshman, so this is the first kind of adversity she's faced, right? Seeing how she responds, that's a good sign for the Bama coaching staff. You know, how can she bounce back? Because she's going to face a really difficult SEC schedule if she gets starts through the conference play, right? So giving up 2 home runs and then coming back with a walk, you know, if you're the Alabama coaching staff, you're wanting to see how she can make an adjustment here.
Here's Maddie Duffel getting her first start for Georgia Tech, the freshman. No fear in this Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket. She stepped into the box yesterday and got a hit.
Yeah, first at bat, first double.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Very cool. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. At East Coweta High School. Pat's here with 2 outs and runner at first base. Reese Hunter waits on deck, had a home run against Villanova yesterday. Swings and misses at that one, does Duffel.
And that's the drop ball movement that we saw on a lot of the pitches that the Yellow Jackets were rolling over yesterday. Just the bottom just comes out from underneath it.
That one's up and in. Another ball that Moten has left high.
Yeah.
2-2. And ground ball, Moten can't find it. Young on to second for the short out. That'll do it. But the Jackets back-to-back home runs have taken a lead here in the first. It was Jaden Gailey, Grayson Tucker, and the Jackets up 2-1. That got her first start for the Jackets and was outstanding against Villanova. Just kind of mowing them down. We were impressed.
Oh yeah, she has the change of speed you see right there. Rise ball just went after the Wildcats and had no issues with it.
That was a Wildcat team that's predicted to finish 4th in the Big East, but they're a perennial winner. They're trying to get back on track and have a nice lineup that Maddie was able to work through. Trying to work through Crimson Tide. His Anna Roman's going to step in here and lead things off for Crimson Tide. Now trailing by a run. Roman, the right fielder. Freshman. Oviedo, Florida. Where she hails from. Not sure I pronounced that. Oviedo?
I don't think I can help
Oviedo?
on that.
Nope. Okay, cool.
So they pay you the big bucks. Roman having 3 home runs in 3 games.
Yeah.
Pretty good trend there to start the season.
Not bad.
Not bad. Especially freshman year.
Haggerty High School fouls that one off. Extra inning softball 2025, number 3 overall recruit, and number 2 outfielder. I mean, the list of accolades, including a gold medal with the under-18 Puerto Rican national team in 2024. Fouls that one back. Two balls, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout for Madeline Johnson.
See Madeline Johnson here using the change of speed. Right, just falls out. Roman having a hard time staying back. Big swing there by Roman. Good changeup. Number 30.
Here's Maddie Hubbard getting the start at 3rd base here for the Crimson Tide. Came in today looking for her first hit. And she's going to ground that to Johnson. And easy play over at first base. Two outs for the Jackets. Here comes Jenna Young. Young first pitch swinging is going to be fouled back. Watch out, Buzz. That almost hit Buzz.
Almost. Jenna Young, one of the few in the lineup without a home run.
Had a winner set Iowa. She transferred in from the Iowa Hawkeyes. Takes the pitch outside. Started 99 games across 2 seasons for the Hawkeyes. Led the team with .359 batting average, 43 runs scored, 56 hits, swing and miss there. 5 triples, 34 walks, and 7 stolen bases. She was second on the team in doubles and RBIs with 27. She was the 2023 Gatorade Player of the Year out of Iowa. That ball's left high, 2-2. Attending Winterset High School, where she holds the single season home run record, run scored record, and RBI record. In foul territory, Tucker with that win, I mentioned it earlier, looked like it was picked up. She does a nice job of staying with it and putting it away, so nothing doing for the Crimson Tide. So we head to the bottom of the second, Jackets lead 2-1. Season, hard to believe, isn't it, that she's been here 9 seasons. She's done an amazing job, former Georgia Tech athlete, bringing this team to back-to-back NCAA regionals, and just a fantastic coach.
Yeah, she came in and this program was not doing the best, and she's really created a new culture and turned it over to a team that's expecting to make postseason. And now the goal for this season is to go to a super regional.
Yeah. Here's Reese Hunter. Had a great start to the season, batting .500, 3 hits. She had a home run yesterday, and it was a center field job. Pair of runs and an RBI after a tough 2025 season offensively for Hunter. Hung around that 200 batting average. Only had 1 home run after 7 in 2024.
Yeah, it's good to see the senior popping out.
And
Good piece of hitting there. Yep. Solid barrel, and it bounces around. Able to squeeze out a double.
Aggressive base running by Reese Hunter. Gets a
single with an error, maybe.
Absolutely, Jackets with a runner in scoring position, but you're right. They had her shaded just a little bit towards first. The ball gets squirted through. A diving effort by Young. Didn't hesitate on the base paths. When she saw it bouncing around, give her another hit. Great job, Reese Hunter. And I'll be honest with you, out of all, you're going to see a pinch runner check in is Abby McGinnis. Out of all the players, I was looking forward to seeing Reese Hunter have a good start, honestly.
Yeah, it always is good when you see a senior who's had a harder junior year come out and just kind of play free. She's always been a big swinger, but it's nice this weekend so far to see her have some success.
Here's Emma Simon. She's going to square to bunt, pulls it back. So runner at second, nobody out for the Jackets, trying to add to their lead against Alabama. Dropped a 9-0 contest last night. 3 home runs hit by the Crimson Tide. But what's new?
That's old news at this point.
1 ball, 1 strike to Simon. And that's going to go right off Moten. Play at first. It does advance the runner, so a productive out by Emma Simon, and it was a hot shot right back to the pitcher.
Yeah, usually when you see a deflection off of the glove of the pitcher, it doesn't work out as well as it did there for Hawkins. This went directly to Hawkins. If it gets by Vic Moten, I think that's a single, an easy single. Yep. So worked out there for Crimson Tide.
Here's Reagan Wall. Transfer from James Madison. The speed that she's brought to the lineup and to the defense, honestly, has been refreshing if you're a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket fan. Fouls that one off. It's a real different dynamic when you have that threat at first base.
Oh, yeah. And she brings a little bit of that short game to the table as well. You know, she can lay down a bunt and then beat it out with using her legs. Runner on third here. You know, you've got to play for a possible squeeze.
And the bunt is going to be right back to the pitcher and kind of deadened in front of the circle. Runner could not advance from third, but you now have runners at first and runners at second.
Yeah, when you're a defense and you have a runner on third and a lefty slapper putting a bunt down, you expect it to be a squeeze, so you've got to take a look there. But with the speed of Wall, you can't take a look.
Yeah, by the way, I don't think Vic Moten, if she had turned to first, they had a shot at getting Reagan Wall up the line.
Exactly. You don't have an opportunity to take a look at third and get her. You definitely have to go full out and try to get her at first. So, and if you do it that way, then you're probably giving up a run. So, you know, speed kills. Speed puts pressure on the defense like that. Those decisions have to be made quick.
Lance McMahon out to have a word with his young pitcher. And Eileen Morales, Megan Hill talking to the Jackets runners, and Paige Vukadinovich, who will be batting here. Second time seeing Moten. She struck out back in the first. Big difference a day can make. Yesterday, 3 hits total in the game. Now they already have 4 hits and 2 runs and are threatening.
Yeah, when you get to see a pitcher for the second time back-to-back days, it's easier to make the adjustment.
1 out, Vukadinovich. They worked her inside and up the first at-bat. First pitch she sees is down and away.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if Coach Morales puts Reagan Wall in motion.
It looked like she had a good head start, but stopped.
Or if she's gonna allow Vukadinovich to, you know, try to move her over with her bat, or maybe lay a bunt down. With Paige Vukadinovich, you have so many options, right? She's able to lay down a bunt. She can poke a ball, a little slap hit, and she also has some power.
Fouls that one off.
You absolutely don't want is a pop-up to the infield.
Yeah.
Right? If you're gonna put the ball in the air with Paige Vukadinovich right here, you want to get some grass underneath it. You need to get it out there and give Abby McInnes an opportunity to score.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout is exactly what Vic Moten needed in Alabama. 3rd strikeout of the afternoon.
And if you're Vic Moten, this is what you want as well.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to pop it to the infield, but a strikeout.
You'll take it.
Yeah.
Alyssa Willer struck out back in the first as well. Need a clutch hit here if you're the Jackets. For what we've seen out of Alabama, these are opportunities you do not want to spoil.
Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of chances if you're the Yellow Jackets with runners in scoring position. And that's just the game of softball. Whenever you have runners in scoring position, you need to take advantage of it. The more runners left on base, you know, the less likelihood you are to come away with a W.
Fouls that one back. Willer batting .500 with 3 hits, 3 RBIs, trying to add to that here. Uh-oh, they may. Okay, Wall playing with the.
Trying to see if she can get Giles to pull the trigger. And with a situation like that, if she could get in a rundown and give Abby McInnes an opportunity to score, as long as Abby scores before the last out, that would
lifted
count.
Right field, right at Roman, and that'll do it. So the Jackets cannot take advantage of the single by Hunter and Wall. So the score remains 2-1. Coach, he's actually been there longer. He was there when the program was started. And this team has not missed a regional. 15 World Series appearances, 2012 national championships, 6 conference championships for the SEC. Whew, that's a resume.
Yeah, he's a staple of college softball at this point. People love playing for him. He has a standard of excellence that, you know, everyone knows Alabama softball.
Yeah. Lauren Johnson in the 9 hole is going to be batting here against Madeline Johnson. Take a look at this. Last 4 games, Alabama's last 6 seasons. Look at these totals. I mean, that's 16 home runs this season.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, this is the a hot start, right? In 2025, 5 home runs, which is not bad.
You'll take it.
In 4 games.
Yeah.
16? Yeah, that's different. Only thing that gets close there is 2022, and still pretty distant.
That is really a hot start. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lauren Johnson. Oh gosh, that's gonna be smarts. It sounded like it hit that Evo shield, but the way she reacted, maybe it didn't get all of it.
Even if it gets the Evo shield, sometimes the vibrations on the elbow do not feel good.
You always look for that first smile, and look like she's gotten it, so that's all right. She's down at first base, and that'll flip the order. Audrey Vandergriff will step in. Vandergriff steps into that one's going to send it to the gap, cut off by Willer. Base hit for the Crimson Tide, but it could have been worse. Great job by Willer cutting it off.
Yeah, Alyssa Willer loves this little slide that she uses to cut off balls in the gap. She's gotten really comfortable with being able to get down there, cut it off, and get back up and make a good throw. Good piece of hitting by Vandergriff, just putting the ball where it's pitched, getting on base.
Brooke Wells is going to step in. Another power bat for Alabama. Fouls the first pitch off. She did strike out in the first. 341 in 2025 with 10 home runs, 47 RBIs.
Bama does have speed on the bases right now. With Johnson at second, and Vandergriff with 50 stolen bases last year, second nationally in D1.
Hawkins came into this afternoon batting .571 with 4 hits, a pair of doubles, and a pair of home runs. And then went 2 for 2 against Villanova. Ground ball. Tucker steps onto first, and it's a double play.
Wells hit that ball very well. She hit it very hard, which is what gives Tucker the opportunity to make a pretty easy double play here. Handles it. Leshper does a great job of picking her over there.
Ceylon Hawkins scheduled to bat here, and Erin Dixon's going to come out and talk to her pitcher. 2 down in the inning.
We've talked about Erin Dixon on other broadcasts, but she has done such a good job with the coach or the pitching staff for the Jackets. She's got 8 pitchers on staff, and that's a lot of arms to manage, a lot of personalities to manage. She does a really good job of understanding what each pitcher needs, building relationships. You can tell that they really trust her. There's been a lot of growth in the pitching staff for Georgia Tech since she's been on board for 3. This is her 3rd season. For the last 2 seasons, there's been tremendous growth, and she's been able to create a good relationship with Madeline Johnson. This is her 1st season with her, and you can tell she's already super comfortable with her.
Do have activity in the Georgia Tech pen as Victoria Bryant, the freshman from Lumber Bridge, North Carolina, up and warming. Hawkins was 1 for 2 against Villanova in the first game this afternoon with an RBI.
Hey, do not be surprised here.
First pitch down in the zone.
First pitch changeup there by Madeline Johnson. Hawkins has been hot.
Good feet on
this weekend. Well, the whole lineup has been hot, but she's somebody that has multiple home runs. So you've got to be careful. Back-to-back changeups there. Maybe have a scouting report on her. You know, Hawkins might be a hitter that doesn't hit off speed well, or you just are looking for weak contact, right? If you're the Yellow Jackets.
A home run yesterday against Georgia Tech, but also struck out. He's got a 3-0 count here. And there's a strike. 3-1. 2 outs, runner at second.
Hey, move it through it quick! Move it through it quick!
Johnson's pitch going to be sent deep and out of here. 2-run home run for Saylin Hawkins.
And that's what she can do with a pitch that's up in the zone. This pitch is not a strike. It is significantly out of the strike zone at the upper half, but like we were talking about earlier, if you throw rise balls and they don't have the spin to get up and away from a barrel, they can be dangerous, they can go far. That is a great piece of hitting. That's a hard pitch to hit well. Hawkins makes it look easy.
Crimson Tide take a 3-2 lead off the Saylin Hawkins home run. And doesn't get it any easier as Papillo is going to step in. So could you tell on the replay, was that location meant to be up there, or can you tell?
Yeah, I mean, I think Johnson wasn't trying to give her anything she can hit. And,
sure. And
to her credit, that was inches out of the strike zone, significantly out of the strike zone, and she still handled it well. That's, you know, one of those ones you kind of just tip your hat.
Skied up. Tucker is going to put it away for out number 3, but damage done by the Alabama Crimson Tide. Saylin Hawkins with a runner on.
Look at the location of this pitch. It is high. Hawkins has no issue with it. Big home run.
Brought out the power sticks as Jaden Gailey went deep, and then back-to-back Grayson Tucker off the top of the scoreboard. Put the Jackets on top 2-1, but since then Alabama has answered with their own home run in the top of the third. Here comes Gailey. Now they've seen Vic Moten several innings, several different at-bats. We'll see what they can do with it. Ground ball, Young gobbles it up onto first.
It's a big testament to the confidence the Alabama staff has in Vic Moten and putting her back out here and really just giving her the opportunity to kind of fight through this adversity. Yeah. Like we said, back-to-back home runs, bottom of the first. She came back with a walk after and then was able to finish the inning, and since then has kind of kept the Jackets off home plate.
Here's Grayson Tucker. First pitch outside the zone, 1-0. Sharply hit into the gap. Grayson Tucker rounds first, heads to second. Close play, throw is cut off. And she has a pair of extra base hits on the afternoon.
Tucker is seeing Moten very well. This pitch, a lot over the plate. I don't know if it catches the location Moten was trying to throw it to. Really kind of middle, and Tucker, you know, uses the mistake, which is what you're supposed to do as a hitter.
Here's Addison. Yep, absolutely. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Addison Leshler stepping in. She walked back in the first, looking for her first hit of the afternoon. It would be timely here.
Yes.
Rolls over it to first. Wells takes it herself. So 2 outs, it does advance the runner to third. Here's Maddie Duffel. Duffel had a hit last night. Her first at bat is a double. Bats here with the runner at third. 2 outs. Moten leaves it high. Ball 3. 4-year starter at shortstop for East Coweta High School. 2023 Offensive Player of the Year for Coweta County. Cuts the edge on the outside. She also won a 6A state championship in 2024. Now 3-2 count. She had a .525 career high school batting average, did Duffel. And struck out there. Stranding a runner at third. Those runners in scoring position being stranded may come back to haunt Georgia Tech as a strikeout by Moten ends the threat. In 2024, here's what they've done here in 2026. 109. And this is all-time record. 109 wins, 24 all-time record. Lost only 5 times since 2011. This weekend, 4-0 in those opening weekends, which is always important to get off to a hot start.
Yeah, it looks like Patrick Murphy has his team ready from the jump almost every season.
And with batters like Marley Giles, it helps.
Yeah.
She's good.
Yep.
She's an athlete. Steps in, takes a ball outside, 1-0. Giles has hit some monster shots here in this opening tournament. It's a good pitch, fouls it off, 1-1. And that one's sharply hit, and Willer can't get there. Has to play it off the wall, and a quick relay in. Strong throw holds Giles at first base.
Gotta love the outfield play by Alyssa Willer. Great piece of hitting here by Giles, but right off the wall, coming in, holding Giles to first base, keeping her out of scoring position. Big play there by Alyssa Willer.
Anna Roman's gonna bat with nobody out, runner at first. And Reese Hunter's gonna go out and have a word with Madeline Johnson.
Looks like Johnson's having some questions about where the balls are missing on the corners. It's not by much. And you don't want to miss over the plate, so trying to understand how you can make an adjustment to hit the corner, get the strikes without having to come dead middle to these batters is really important.
1 ball, no strikes to Roman. She struck out back in the second to lead things off. Swinging and a miss there.
Great change of speed by Johnson. That changeup has been pretty deadly. Was against Villanova.
Rolls over that one, foul.
Back to back. That was a changeup again there.
One ball, 2 strikes. Ooh, just missed. Jacket fans wanted the call. Drops that one in, not going to get the call. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Johnson's all around the strike zone. She's not missing by much. She's going back to that changeup a good amount. She's thrown it 3 or 4 times in this at bat.
Roman spoils that one.
5 with that last one. You know, that's a testament to the respect they have for Roman and the power she has in her bat. They want weak contact. Not going to give her anything she can really drive.
You look down and see Roman, just a freshman, as she strikes out there. None of these Alabama players have gone up there feeling like they can't get a hit. I mean, they all look very, very confident. That's a great pitch there by Johnson.
Yeah, and those changeups that Madeline Johnson threw to Roman really set up that high rise ball firm up in her eyes. It's really hard to make that adjustment from low and slow to a high rise ball at your eyes.
Maddie Hubbard's going to foul the first pitch she sees off. 4th strikeout for Johnson. Hubbard out of Huntsville, Alabama, and Huntsville High School. Tries to put down a bunt. Had 12 starts last year for the Crimson Tide.
I think if she had gotten that out in the fair territory, she might have been able to beat that out.
Yeah.
It looked like the corners for the Jackets were pretty surprised by that quick bunt chance right there that Maddie tried.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Hubbard. Talking about young success. She played in the Premier 12 and under national championship and won. As the throw goes to second.
Good heads-up play by Grayson Tucker, getting the lead runner, keeping runners off of scoring or out of scoring position. Really important for the Jackets.
And Jenna Young's going to step in with 2 outs, run at first. High and outside, she fouled out to Grayson Tucker to end the 2nd inning, did Jenna Young. 359 a season ago, 3 home runs. Hits that one opposite field, and Willer just out of her reach, but she gave 110%, my goodness.
You gotta love how Alyssa Willer plays the outfield. She is not afraid of throwing herself around out there. She's sliding to cut balls off in the gap. She's diving for balls in foul territory. She's only a sophomore. Coach Megan Hill is the outfield coach for the Yellow Jackets. You know, she came in and said, we're going after everything.
Yeah.
And you can tell the Jackets have really decided to buy into that outfield play.
Up and in to Young, 2-1.
Back hard, Emma. Back hard.
Ball left over the plate is hammered. No doubt about it, Jenna Young plates 2 runs on another Alabama Crimson Tide home run.
I think she heard when I said she was one of the ones that didn't have a home run so far. And she said, not so fast. That was, like you said, hammered. Jenna Young gets all of this, no doubter. A beautiful piece of hitting there by number 4 for the Crimson Tide.
5-2 our score now. Alabama up on Georgia Tech. Here's Lauren Johnson. Young was on top of that one as Johnson swings and misses. That's 18 home runs in the first 5 games of the season. The nation is taking notice
Oh, yeah.
of this. This is incredible.
It'll be interesting to see if they move in polls this upcoming week. If they were 9th in the SEC preseason poll. With a batting lineup that puts 18 balls over the fence in the first weekend and you're 9th in your conference, that's a testament to how strong the SEC is in softball.
0-2 to Johnson. And just gets her to chase. Beautiful setup by Reese Hunter. And Madeline Johnson gets her 5th strikeout, but more damage done by Crimson Tide through the long ball. This time it was Jenna Young with a runner on. 5-2 our score as we head to the bottom of the 4th. 2 our score as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Reese Hunter going to lead things off for the Jackets. Take a look at the difference between last season and this season. 4 extra base hits and 110 at-bats. Really struggled. She's already got 2 here in the 2026 season.
Yeah, Coach Morales, when we talked to her preseason, she said, you know, sometimes seniors just are able to play in a different headspace, right? They can play a lot more free because they don't have the pressure that they've been having in the previous years to be someone they're not. And you can tell Reese Hunter, at least from what we've seen so far this weekend, really just looks more comfortable.
Yeah. 571 on the season. He's got 4 hits already. Just missed. 2-1. Pitch by Moten. It's going to be grounded. Hubbard onto first for out number 1. Now, one thing all weekend, we've seen some great defense from all the teams that are participating in this Buzz Classic.
Yeah, that has definitely been something that's been highlighted this whole weekend so far. Every team has shown up defensively.
Emma Simon gives an effort at the first pitch she sees, 0-1. Hit it sharply back to Moten, which deflected to Hawkins at short. Back in the 2nd inning. Watches that one, 2-1. Moten falling behind a couple hitters here. Emma Simon was another player, obviously a freshman coming in, highly touted, and struggled offensively. And strikes out there, but had a good start to the season as well.
Yeah, she looks like a different hitter as well. Great strikeout here. And that's a ball, but when you have 2 strikes, it's hard, you know, to lay off of it.
Reagan Wall swings away. Transfer from James Madison. Out of Hazel Green, Alabama. So she probably knows a few folks
Yeah.
in the Crimson.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful name for a city, by the way. Hazel Green.
Yeah. Yes. 2 colors.
And strike 3. Moten has now 6 strikeouts and has recovered after giving up some early runs. She's been mowing down Jacket hitters since. 6 strikeouts and a lead after 4. For the 5th, leading off for the Crimson Tide is Audrey Vandergriff. And take a look at this preseason All-American, last season first team All-American. When you pull up the bio and you can't get to the stats because it's like 7 pages long, all the accolades, this is her.
Yep.
And a great family of athletes. Has done a great job. Freshman season was incredible there at Alabama. First team All-American, all SEC.
And she's a Georgia girl.
She sure is.
From right around Athens, Bogart.
Yep. She's going to send it to Emma Simon and quickly up the line, but a strong throw gets Vandegrift.
Good defensive play there by Emma Simon. You have no time to make a mistake, to make an extra step. Pressure is on when the ball is on the ground, and it is Vandegrift getting down the line.
Here's Brooke Wells, grounded into a double play. Back in the 3rd inning. First pitch off the plate. Wells out of Round Rock, Texas. Watches another one. There's a pitch on the inside edge. Last year with Houston, .341 batting average with 10 home runs and 47 RBIs. She was #1 in Softball America's midseason Big 12 rankings in 2025. So great pickup for Coach Murphy and this Alabama Crimson Tide squad. He's got a 2-2 count here with 1 out.
Having some technical difficulties.
Oh boy.
Yeah, maybe a
hair. Like
yeah. I think she's got
decor.
a little.
Oh, it's a rib, part of a ribbon, maybe?
Yep. Got stuck on her helmet.
Been there.
Have you?
There's
Care
a
to
2-2.
elaborate?
2-2 is going to get right past Simon into center field. So a strong base hit by Wells. It's got to feel good after a strikeout and a double play.
Yeah.
Puts it in play.
Doesn't try to do too much. Catches a barrel. Able to get it through the infield.
It's going to bring up Salyn Hawkins, who had a 2-run home run. She's 2 for 2. A pair of RBIs here this afternoon. Pinch runner. Kinley Pate is the pinch runner. Here's Hawkins. You know, all I see is the rocket pop.
Yeah.
Bat.
Hey, I think it looks cool.
It is cool.
It works too, right? You know, that's probably the best part of that bat right there.
0-1. Pate with a big lead. Transferred in from Sanford. Did the senior Kinley Pate over at first base. Which is basically in Birmingham, Alabama. And that's going to be into right field. Duffel had to be playing towards the bag and left a big hole. And Hawkins was able to poke it through.
Yeah, back-to-back Bama hitters just taking the pitch where it's spotted, where it's located, going oppo here for an easy base hit. Reagan Wall coming up with a phenomenal throw. I think Coach Morales is having a conversation to see if that throw maybe would have beat her, or did beat her, the tag got on her. I think it looked like Tate got her foot in there. Pate got her foot in there before the tag was able to be put on.
3 for 3 day for Salyn Hawkins. And we will have a review here from Coach Morales here in the top of the 5th inning. Yeah, Reagan Wall had a throw in yesterday, I think, that we were really impressed with.
Yeah, Wall's got a good arm on her out in right field. Really heads up there, seeing that Pate came around and took a little bit of a lead off of second, wasn't really paying attention to what was going on behind her in the outfield. And while I do think that Pate got her foot in there, I think she got back on the bag before the tag went on there. It's, you know, it's later in the game, starting to get there. You might as well use your challenge if you have it.
I hope that's hot cocoa, by the way.
A runner off of second. Having snack time in the dugout. Hey, it's
just
getting,
chilly.
It's,
I mean,
it's getting close to dinner time.
It did not reach 50 degrees today here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
it's cold.
As the sun has begun to set, it has gotten colder. We were prepared.
Yeah, I got my blanket and hand warmers that you brought. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hot cocoa would be nice. Okay, so the runner may have hit the ball.
Okay.
As it went through the infield. Well, that's a tough look, isn't it?
Yeah, see if it might have caught the top of her shoestrings or her.
So you'd be looking for any kind of change in trajectory.
It's tough because if it hit off her shin and it was already a ground ball, it could have just reflected down, right, or deflected down. So. Did look like if it didn't hit her, it did barely make it in between her steps there. It's a good heads up by the Yellow Jacket coaching staff there.
So taking a look as Crimson Tide lead 5-2. This could be, as they threaten here, this could be a big call. Oh, I think you may see something there.
It's tough, but it looks like Pate might react a little bit too to being hit.
So the outcome is being waited. We're waiting for the outcome by the umpires. Taking a look at this under review. Currently, runners at first and second. And here comes the call. Okay. Everybody's safe. Good challenge.
Yeah, it was a great look there by Coach Morales. You know, it's really difficult when they don't call it on the field right away.
You're right.
You really have to have definitive evidence to be able to overturn it. That was a difficult angle there to see if it did.
So here's Papillo. Alexis Papillo, the designated hitter this afternoon, the senior. Bats with 2 on and 1 out. Pitching side and high. Papillo doubled in the first. Popped out to end the 3rd inning. To Grayson Tucker. 1-0. Lifted to left. Willer is able to squeeze it. It does pop out in transition. The throw at 3rd is not in time, so the runners do advance. But great play by Willer chasing it down.
Yeah, Pate made a really hard lead off of the bag after she tagged up, and I think it kind of got Willer a little ahead of herself, thinking she might have to make a throw, and just didn't reach in cleanly to grab that ball.
2 outs. Here's Giles. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Oh, good pitch.
That's that changeup that Johnson's been using more as we get deeper into this game. She'll go back to back. She's been using it multiple pitches in at bat. Back to back there.
Yep, good call. Giles out of Clanton, Alabama. He's going to chase that one. Simon has to hurry. And the play at the plate is in time.
Counts for 4.
That's fourth out.
That's what Coach Morales is saying. We rolled that one over.
Nicely done by Georgia Tech. That holds the Crimson Tide right there, 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. To Alabama with the lead over Georgia Tech. It was great by Georgia Tech stopping that threat. Alabama left runners on there in the top of the 5th. As they put 1 up in the first, 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. The Jackets put 2 up in the 1st and need to get something going here against Alabama. Vic Moten back in the circle for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets really came out strong in the first inning and have had runners on base and in scoring position since, just haven't made the most of it.
It's going to be Paige Vukadinovic stepping in. She has a pair of strikeouts. You know, she wants to correct that by putting a ball in play. Had a good offseason, a good fall, and she's going to swing at the first pitch up the first base line, and Wells will take it herself. 1 quick out. Here's Alyssa Willer. Defensively, she's been, working it.
Yeah.
At the plate, 0 for 2. See if she can balance it out here. Moten works down. Ball 1. That one's a bouncer through the middle of the infield. And a spin and turn by Hawkins for out number 2.
Great defensive play by Hawkins. Takes a good angle on a pitch, or on a batted ball that's going up the middle, and then able to do a little spin move. Throws a dart for the second out.
Here's Jaden Gailey with 2 outs. .72 pitches for Vic Moten. We weren't sure she was going to come out after that first inning, but they stuck with her, and she's been impressive.
Yeah, I think this is really good experience for the freshman. You know, she's obviously someone that D1 softball knows to look out for. She's on the Freshman of the Year watch list, you know, from preseason. So it's not a shock that she's doing well. I think everyone expected her to do very well, but this is when actually you have to show it, right?
Right.
You face some adversity in the first inning, 2 home runs back to back. What can you do since? And she's shut them down since.
Gailey was one of those home runs back in the first. Three-one count here. Moten delivers. And ball 4. Second walk issued by Moten on the afternoon. Here's Grayson Tucker with 2 outs and runner on. She had the other home run. She went back to back. It looks like a pinch runner. Julia Marisi going to check in. Freshman from Marietta, Georgia, and Kell High School. Here's Grayson Tucker. Home run and a double so far this afternoon. See how Moten pitches her. Comes at her. First pitch strike. 0-1's way off the plate. running it up there about 70+ miles per hour.
Yeah, she's sitting low 70s pretty consistently all the way through the 5th inning. That's the part of the zone that if she can, like I said, nip kind of just the very bottom half of the zone with that drop ball movement she has and the speed she has, those are difficult pitches to do anything other than roll over.
Strike 2 evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jackets threatening here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs. Good eye there by Tucker. 3-2. Leshper waits on deck. And ball 4, back-to-back walks, and Jackets have something going here. Two quick outs to Vukadinovic and Willer. And it's Gailey and Tucker once again who kind of kept the inning going. Now you need someone in the bottom of the order to pick them up.
Yeah, and if you're Moten and the pitching coach for Alabama, probably being a little more careful with Gailey and Tucker, and then.
And Lesham's going to send one, and gonna be run down in center field by Vandergriff.
On the run catch for Vandergriff, completely extended, kills the momentum for the Yellow Jackets. This is a great piece of outfield fielding right here. Completely on the run, full speed, fully extended, saves a run or 2.
Participants and their records: Alabama at 4-0, Georgia Tech 2-1, East Carolina 2-1, Villanova 0-6. But East Carolina's head coach said this is like a mini regional. This is an early regional. These teams are very, very good, and they expect it to be very challenging for some of these mid-majors to come in here. And indeed it has been. As Anna Roman's going to step in. Madeline Johnson still in the circle for Georgia Tech, ahead of Roman 0-1.
Yeah, these are the types of games you want in preseason. You want to face the best of the best. You want to be able to, face non-conference, obviously, but from who you could see in postseason.
Right.
Right? Like what a regional could look like you were saying. That's really important to get these games under your belt before you get going with conference.
That one tails away. 2 balls, 1 strike. 91st pitch issued by Madeline Johnson. She's got 5 strikeouts. Falling behind Roman here, 3-1. Johnson looks in, delivers. Up and in, ball 4.
Just missing the location with that changeup. Last inning and this inning so far, the beginning of this inning, that she's having a more difficult time with finding the corners, getting those strike calls just a little bit off.
Larissa Pruitt's going to come in and pinch run. Saw her yesterday come in defensively. Here's Monty Hubbard. Grounded out to the pitcher. Reached on a fielder's choice. She's going to bunt it up the line. Leshper on to Duffel. Moves the runner over. Here's Jenny Young. Really got a hold of one up in the zone.
Yeah, she did.
For a 2-run home run back in the 4th. First pitch down in the zone in their first strike. Falls away. 1-1. And the Iowa transfer watches ball 2.
A deep breath there from Madeline Johnson. You know, trying not to let it show the frustration of just missing those corners. And you know, that's part of the game, is understanding what the umpires are seeing versus what you think you're seeing.
And that's going to be delivered off the wall. Pruitt rounds third and will score. The throw into seconds to stand up double. Jenny Young has a pair of extra base hits.
Yeah, this is a changeup from Madeline Johnson. Kind of leaves it a little bit over the wide of the plate. Jenny Young having no issue with finding timing, and also has some wheels on her.
And looks like that will chase Madeline Johnson out of the circle, and a pitching change coming for Georgia Tech. It's going to be the transfer Kinley Hillary from Kennesaw, Georgia, Kennesaw State University will be stepping into the circle when we return. Alabama up 6-2 with a pitching change. Kennesaw State transfer Kinley Hillary will be stepping in. The senior comes to the flats from just up the road on I-75, where Kennesaw State Owls compete in the Conference USA. Made 11 starts for the Owls. She saw some ACC opponents pitch 6 innings against Pittsburgh. Picked up her first win of the season in relief against Morehead State. Comes to Georgia Tech and is now facing the big bats of Alabama here in this Buzz Classic. We've been looking forward to seeing her.
Yeah, she's, along with Johnson, the transfer arm that the Jackets brought in this season. So she's been somebody that Coach Morales has talked about, has experience. Obviously 3 years of collegiate experience, you know, is something that you can't give a lot of the freshman arms that the Jackets brought in. You can't compete with that. So it'll be good to see what she can do for the Jackets on this stage.
And up the line, but foul. Lauren Johnson looking for her first hit of the afternoon. She was hit by a pitch back in the third, struck out in the fourth. Hillary's pitch lifted right field wall, going back, and will be off of the glove as she hit the wall. 1 run will score. Reagan was able to chase it down, but as she got to the wall, the ball and the wall simultaneously, she just kind of bounced out of her glove.
Yeah, this is a difficult play to make as an outfielder. It's high in the air, so it gives Reagan Wall an opportunity to get underneath it, get there, but she just kind of runs out of room. I don't think she was aware of how close she was to the wall.
So Johnson will be standing at third. Another run comes across, 7-2 our score. Here's Audrey Vandergriff. Lifts that one in foul territory. Tucker is there. Second out recorded. Nice pitch, got Vandergriff to pop it up.
Yeah, change of speed there by Hillary. Definitely fooled Vandergriff enough to get her not to barrel it.
2 outs, Brooke Wells steps in. Runner at third. 2 more runs across here for Alabama. The top of the 6th. Leaves that one up. Hillary checks that armband. Now timeout called by Brooke Wells. There's a little bit of a chess match between hitters and pitchers when you're taking a little bit too much time and it's not my rhythm and I'm going to call timeout.
Yep. And you've got the pitch clock now too, which kind of can cancel out some of that. A lot of hitters feel comfortable sitting in there knowing that if they wait, they're going to get a ball.
2-1. Another change of speed. Out of the zone, 3-1. And drops that one in there, 3-2.
That's a significant change in speed. That's sitting about 20 miles per hour slower than her fast pitches, which is hard to adjust to.
3-2. Nowhere near. Ball 4. First walk issued by Hillary. Here's Salem Hawkins. Hawkins having a great afternoon at the plate. A single in the first, came around to score. 2-run home run in the third and singled in the fifth as well. 3 for 3, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Inside edge called strike. Here's the 0-1. Sharply hit, but stabbed by Grayson Tucker at third.
Grayson Tucker on her toes over there in the hot corner, able to save a run. Great grab. Good piece of hitting by Hawkins as well.
2 more runs across, 7-2 our score. Has been fantastic against Georgia Tech. Pitched yesterday, came back this afternoon and picked up right where she left off. Did give up a couple home runs, but the poise of this freshman has been unbelievable. 6 strikeouts here today against the Jackets across 5 innings.
Yeah, she's been very impressive. She's battled back from the adversity in the first inning, the 2 home runs back-to-back she gave up. You know, that's exactly why Alabama's coaching staff left her in, you know, to see what she can do with that adversity. And it's really the first challenge she's seen. She's going to be challenged this season, for sure, with the lineup that they have.
Duffel drops the ball at the plate and then throw down to first is in time, but I think they called it foul at home plate. Did they not? No, they did not. All right, so the play is made at first for the first out.
Just out in front of the plate enough to be fair. Not a bad touch. Maybe a foot or 2 more gives her a step to beat it out.
Here's Reese Hunter. Way off the plate. 1-0. Reese singled back in the second inning. Big hack. 2-1. Boy, she'd got a piece of it.
Yeah, that's something that Reese Hunter, as a hitter, never gets cheated on. She swings big.
And there for a strike, 2-2. Moten's work back. He's in the bottom of this order, which has been productive. Hunter with a single, Wall with a single. Simon with a productive out, moving runners over. 3-2 here.
Yeah, just too many runners left on base for the Jackets, right? If you're given opportunities off of a pitcher like Moten, you've got to take advantage of it.
Popped up and gonna be off the netting. So dead ball. Yeah, you really felt like Georgia Tech an inning ago was right there at it. They've left 6 runners on, several in scoring position.
Yeah, that's something you can't do. You can't leave that many runners on base, even if you're not playing a team like Alabama, but definitely not against a team that's as powerful as Alabama's offense is.
Pops that one up. Young is there. Out number 2.
The Jackets are coming down to the last couple outs here. Right, the bottom of the 6th here, one more out. Gonna go to a pinch hitter, which we saw them do yesterday. Gracie King and Madison Duffel were used as freshman pinch hitters. Both productive as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you're getting down to these last 4 outs you have in a ball game, you really try to figure out how can you squeeze as much productivity out of what you have left. Down by 5 runs, that's all it takes.
Gracie King out of Boone, Iowa, facing Vic Moten. Pitch hit for Reagan Wall last night. Got a single. One-one. Working the inside edge. 2-1. We're back outside. 2-2. Ranked 53rd by the softball extra innings recruiting class. She's going to ground that to third. Hubbard, long throw and in time. Nothing doing for Georgia Tech here in the bottom of the 6th. They trail the number 16 Alabama Crimson Tide 7-2. Sun was out for this Buzz Classic. Take a look at our game summary between Alabama and Georgia Tech. It was the Jackets with an early lead, 2-1 after the first inning, but Alabama piled on 2 in the third, 2 in the 4th, now 2 in the 6th. 7-2 our scores. Vic Moten, 6 strikeouts against Georgia Tech. Alan Johnson got the start for the Jackets. Now Kinley Hillary in relief facing Alexis Papillo. Papillo doubled in the 1st, popped out in the 3rd, flew out in the 5th. I feel like Jackets really need to have a quick inning and get back to the bat rack.
Yeah, down to the last inning here, you don't want to give up any more runs. All right, five runs, significant lead, but it's not undoable. It's something that if the Jackets can really string some things together in the bottom, they can challenge back here, but they need to keep the Bama hitters off base at the top here.
Beautiful change up there by Hillary. Left that one out there, and it got tattooed foul.
Back-to-back changeups. That's starting to become a little bit of an MO here for the Jackets pitchers. You know, they're not afraid to change speed and go back at it, throw it multiple times. We saw it with Johnson that started the game, and Hillary here.
Papillo's going to send that one off the base of the wall. Rounding first, throw into second is a little off the mark. So sliding in with a double, Alexis Papillo.
Really challenging the arm here of Reagan Wall. Papillo turning on an inside pitch, gets a good barrel on it. It gets past Reagan Wall quickly, but she's got an arm. She doesn't waste time. Like you said, a little off the mark. Emma Simon does what she can to get it back there, but able to beat it for a double.
And after back-to-back changeup, Papillo was right on that 60-plus mile-an-hour pitch. So there's one's going to be lifted to left. Willer in her tracks, puts it away. Holding the runner right there. Off the bat of Giles. But impressive hitting by Papillo.
Yes.
And the question I was going to ask is, when you have back-to-back changeups, can you sit that the faster pitches? Can you expect that?
Yeah, I mean,
kind of sit red.
Yeah, we haven't seen 3 in a row yet, but we've definitely seen 3+ be thrown in at bat. So you never want to go in guessing. The Alabama hitters haven't seemed like they're having a hard time adjusting to the change of speed. There's been a couple good strikeouts throughout the game where we've seen changeups fool the hitters, but Papillo there, even with the foul ball she had off the changeup, seemed like she wasn't having a hard time waiting on it.
Here's Larissa Pruitt batting. She's going to send it out to left field. Easy play for Willer. Here's Monty Hubbard. 2 outs, runner at second base. And there for a strike. Oh, 1. That one's down in the dirt. You know, for early games in the season, sometimes you run a pitcher out there and they're not able to throw strikes, or they really seem like they're laboring. We haven't seen that at all this series. All the pitchers have come out there and looked very, very comfortable in the circle.
Yeah, we really haven't seen a pitcher battle with fatigue in a way that makes them kind of lose the strike zone. Really, most pitching changes we've seen because hitters have just ended up catching up to them, and that's been the reason for the change. But like you said, we haven't really seen a pitcher lose gas.
Sent to center field, Vukadinovic is there. Third out is recorded, so we head to the bottom of the 7th. Work to do for the Jackets. They trail by 5. Bama leads Georgia Tech, trying to stay undefeated in this Buzz Classic. They're going to run out a new pitcher, Eiley Johnson from Fairhope, Alabama, transfer from LSU, the senior. Saw some action yesterday against Georgia Tech, looked very effective.
Yeah, she came in at the end of the game just like yesterday, or just like she's doing right now, and yeah, she was able to keep the Jackets hitters off balance, and the Jackets weren't able to do much. They've got 3 outs here left to make something work.
Here's Holly Medina batting for Reagan Wall. By the way, Johnson pitched an inning, did give up a hit and 1 strikeout. Pitch up and away. So a bunt was going to go foul. That one bounces away from the catcher. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Medina. Up the first base line, easy play for Brooke Wells for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. So 1 out recorded. It's going to flip the order. Paige Vukadinovic is going to step in. 0 for 3 on the afternoon with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch outside the zone, 1-0. One ball, 1 strike. Johnson fools Vukadinovic as she swings through it, 1-2.
Good changeup there. Vukadinovic has had a hard time finding her timing this game, and she's been good up until this game, and she's put balls in play, but she has had a difficult time. And
there you go.
She heard me, I guess. She said, "Okay, watch this."
Opposite field. Push that one out to left field, and a base hit by Vukadinovic. Get something started for the Jackets here. 1 out.
Sometimes you just got to light a fire.
Yeah.
Good job going with the pitch, muscling it out. Now the Jackets have a runner.
Here's Alyssa Willer. It's part of the batting order that you want up. However, today, Vic Moten has held him at bay. Johnson's pitch up in the zone, 2-0. Gailey waits on deck. So if Willer can get on here, she's got a 3-0 count.
Willer has been a hitter that has been pretty clutch for the Jackets. She was last season. She's comfortable in positions like this, in moments that seem a little bigger. She's got a great eye. A walk to add to her, she's at 6 walks now on the season.
That is going to bring up Jaden Gailey. Gailey homered in the 1st, walked in the 5th. And what I can see is Kylie Johnson's leaving it up a little bit in the strike zone. You got to be careful here if you're the Crimson Tide pitcher. Here's the pitch to Gailey off the plate. It is down, but outside. Chow's going to go have a word with her pitcher. And for Georgia Tech, you don't necessarily need a home run.
Yeah, you can't win the game on one hit or on one swing here. So you're not going to be mad at a long ball, but you're not swinging for the fence to end the game. All right, you're looking for good contact, gap to gap.
1-0. Pitch came in, she fought it off. 1-1. Georgia Tech and East Carolina tomorrow in a doubleheader. We'll be back for that one, for those 2 games. Starting at noon, I believe, is the first pitch.
Yep. Game 1 at noon.
And that will wrap up the Buzz Classic. And Kennesaw State comes in midweek. And there's a good comeback pitch by Johnson in there for a strike, 2-2. And right to third base. Trying to double off, and they're going to say they got the out at first.
Right away, Coach Megan Hill at first base calling for Coach Morales to challenge that, saying that Willer was able to get back to the base in time.
I know one thing, I'm not going to say the game's over.
The game's not over. There's going to be a review on that.
So as it stands right now, the double play would end the game. The throw is on target at first. Did the runner get back is the question.
It was bang bang. Willer was off the bag significantly. That ball was hit very hard by Jaden Gailey, but from what it looked like up here and from how Coach Megan Hill at first reacted, seems like Willer might have gotten her hand back in there before the throw beat her there.
I'll tell you what, one thing you don't question is this Georgia Tech coaching staff, they see things happen on the field,
Yes.
and usually they're successful in challenges if it's a call that's able to be challenged.
Yes, exactly.
So this one is, so we're gonna hold it right here. But what a shot off the bat by Gailey, right at a fielder though.
Yeah, you can't be mad at that type of hit. Good barrel. We'll see what the call is here.
And she did get back, so we're gonna continue here from Newborn Field in the bottom of the 7th. Runners will be at first and second. Come on, Eileen.
Yep. It's a song played for Coach Morales when she gets those reviews right. One more out here for Grayson Tucker.
Runners at first and second, 2 out. Tucker homered in the first, doubled in the third, walked in the 5th. Not gonna get the call. Johnson's adding a little extra. 1-1. Foul tipped back.
Big swing there by Grayson Tucker. Not mad at it. She is the power, one of the big power bats in this lineup. Keep your head in there. You got 2 strikes now. It changes things a little bit.
Way off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now it's about making sure that you see the next pitch. You don't want to leave it in the hands of the umpire.
It is Addison Leshper waiting on deck if they can get to her. Close pitch. 3-2. Edge of your seat. 3-2, 2 outs. It's going to be a line drive to Salen Hawkins, and that will end the game. Alabama continues to be unbeaten. 5-0 to start the season. Very impressive team out of the SEC.
They had a great showing this weekend. You really can't say more about the offense that Bama put on the field in their 4 games. They're going to have a tough schedule in conference and SEC play, but this is a good weekend to get started.
No doubt about it, and Georgia Tech drops to 2-2. 7-2 our final score, Alabama over Georgia Tech. It was Vic Moten in the circle. Pitching for Alabama, did a great job. 6 strikeouts, but the Jackets did get a couple of home runs, just left too many on the base. And it's Alabama picking up the win, staying undefeated. Georgia Tech has East Carolina tomorrow here on the ACC Network. We hope to see you then. For Jess Sinclair, I'm Nathan McCrary. So long, everybody.